So the topic is microprocessors. What is microprocessor? What is microprocessor? Microprocessor is nothing but a CPU, Central Processing Unit, available with a smaller in size. It is available in a integrated chip manner. So IC. Basically microprocessor is nothing but what? Central Processing Unit. But that Central Processing Unit is smaller in size, hence its name is called as a microprocessor. Even you take in calculators, there is a microprocessor. You take in your laptop, there is a microprocessor. So all these are working with the microprocessor. It is a wonderful achievement in the world because of all technology. These days what we are using because of this microprocessor only. So the first microprocessor is introduced in 1971. In 1971, which is Intel company. The 1971. It is introduced by the Intel company, USA. What is Intel? What is the meaning of Intel? Intel is nothing but integrated electronics. Integrated electronics. That Intel is the first company they introduced the ICs. That's why their company name is also Intel, Integrated Electronics. Which is the IC number is 4004 microprocessor. It is a 4-bit, word size is 4-bit, 4-bit microprocessor. Word size is 4 bits. It means each word we can capable of handling, the processor can capable of handling 4 bits at a time. That is parallel data transmission. So if you have 1001, all 4 bits can be carried at a time. That's the bit capacity or word capacity of the microprocessor. And coming to this 4-bit microprocessor, which is Intel company 4004. Sometimes in your exam they may ask you, which of the following microprocessor is introduced, first microprocessor introduced, and if they may ask you. The first microprocessor introduced is 4004, which is a 4-bit microprocessor. And it can capable of handling 1 kilobytes of memory. 1 kilobytes of memory. And of course, the clock frequency is 750 kilohertz. The clock frequency is 750 kilohertz. These are some important points related to the, what is that? First microprocessor introduced in the world. Which is a very simple application. Usually the initial stages, these microprocessors are used in the calculators. Used in the calculators. That is what we have, the microprocessors. Now, in 1976, there is a popular microprocessor. Meanwhile, so many is there. We are not going to concentrate on that one. That is 8085 microprocessor. It is one of the most popular microprocessor in the beginning days, which is a 8-bit microprocessor. The word length is 8 bits. The word length is 8 bits. And whose address capacity is 16-bit address lines. 16-bit address lines. Whenever if the 16-bit address lines are there, how much memory it can manage? So 2 power of 16 locations it can manage. 2 power of 16 means how much? How can you write this? 2 power of 6 into 2 power of 10. that is 64K kilobytes of memory. The 64 kilobytes of memory can be handled by 8085 microprocessor because of 16-bit address capacity. So, sir, what is the meaning of it? What is 64 kilobytes? Suppose this is the memory. This is the memory what we are having. This memory first location is here. Somewhere the last location is here. Somewhere the last location is here. Meanwhile, totally how many locations are available? Totally how many locations are available? The number of locations are available is 64 into 1024, 65,536 locations. 65,536. 64K is nothing but this is the value. It means the starting address, if you want to represent a starting address, 0000, something like that, 16 zeros you can represent. Similarly, if you come to here like that, all ones is the last address, all ones is the last address. This is in binary representation. Suppose it's the same thing if you want to represent in a hexadecimal representation. 4 zeros can group as one bit 000H. What this indicates? This number is a hexadecimal number. Similarly, how can you write this one? H. All F's here. Sir, when you are talking the hexadecimal terminology, we may use this type of notation. When you are going for our general terminology, that is a decimal, suppose the first address is 0, second address is 1, third address is 2, like that if you come, what is the last address? Tell me what is the last address? Guess it. I already written here. 65,535, not 6 fellows. Why? Because our count starts from 0. So this is the memory what we are having in the case of 8085 microprocessor because of 16-bit address. Address lines is like this. This is the memory. In coming classes, we will talk what is the memory size in 8085 and 8086. What is the difference? What is the information available here? What is this information? Complete details we can discuss later. Now, coming to here, now, this is a 16-bit microprocessor. You take this notes, whatever I discussed here, which is very, very important. And what is the memory size? I already told you, 16-bit, that is 64 KB. And what is the clock frequency of it? The clock frequency is 3 MHz to 5 MHz range. 3 MHz to 5 MHz range. Sir, why I written 8085 microprocessor? Because I told you it is a popular microprocessor. It is a popular microprocessor. Afterwards, in 1978, which is the first advanced microprocessor, all are invented Intel company. Other than Intel, we have Motorola company, Zillow company, Celeron company, so many different companies are there, but Intel is popular. So this is 8086 microprocessor. 8086 microprocessor, first advanced 16-bit microprocessor, that's why word size is 16-bit, and whose address bus capacity is 20 bits. It can access how much address? Can you calculate for this? How much address you can calculate? The address can be calculated as 1 megabyte. 1 megabyte address. And what about this one? What about this one? Clock frequency. 5 MHz is available, 8 MHz is available, and 10 MHz is available. 10 MHz is available. So, in your examination, They may ask you question, what is the word length of the 8086 microprocessor, 16-bit, which is very, very important. So many times this question is given. And what is the address capacity of the 8086 microprocessor? How many address pins, bits are there? 20 bits are there. What is the memory size? 1 megabyte. Sir, how you written 1 megabyte, sir? Already I explained for you. So, 20 bits means how many addresses we can have? 2 power of 20. 2 power of 20 is nothing but 2 power of 10 into 2 power of 10. 2 power of 10 into 2 power of 10. That is 1k into 1k, which is equal to 1 mega. 1k into 1k is 1 mega locations. So even if you want to draw the memory, as usual, what I written earlier, if you want to write the memory, you can hear like this. The starting address is how much? 00000H. And what about the last location? What about the last location? H. Because this together is a 20 bits. These are all together is a 20 bits. So 10,48,576 locations are available in our language. 10,48,576. So if you want to write in a decimal terms, 0 is the starting address, 10,48,575 is the last address. So the memory capacity of the 8086 microprocessor is 1 megabytes. And the clock frequency is ranging from 5 megahertz to 10 megahertz, having different frequencies. Okay? So, in 1982, 8026 having 16-bit itself, but address is 24 bits. Address is 24 bits. So what is the memory size here? If it is 24 bits means what is the memory size here? How can you write the 24 bits? You can write as 24 means 2 power of 4 into 2 power of 20. 2 power of 20, how can you write? As a 1 mega. 2 power of 4, how can you write? 16. So 16 megabytes of memory. How much? 16 megabytes of memory. 16 megabytes of memory. But there is an additional feature is available. This is the physical memory. There is a virtual memory is also available. There is a separate method for fast operations without disturbing the operations. Virtual memory is also created. That is a separate concept. But virtual memory, 1 gigabyte of virtual memory here. So this is how much bit microprocessor, which is 24-bit microprocessor. How much real memory? Real memory or direct memory 16 kilobytes, and this is a virtual memory. Virtual memory. And what is the clock frequency of this one? Which is available with 12.5 megahertz to the 20 megahertz range like that. 25, 10 megahertz, 12.5 megahertz, 20 megahertz, all are available. 12.5 megahertz. 20 megahertz is not possible. Here, this is 12.5 megahertz. 8 to 10, no, 12.5 megahertz. But what is the additional feature which we observed here? Actually, this microprocessor is a 16-pin microprocessor. This is a 40-pin microprocessor. This is also a 40-pin microprocessor. 40-pin microprocessor. This one is a 68-pin microprocessor. There are 68 pins is available here. So the 8085 come here. is a 40-pin NMOS technology. What technology? NMOS technology. The manufacturing with a NMOS. Whereas this one is a PMOS technology. This is made with a PMOS technology. Whereas 8086 is a HMOS technology. High density metal oxide semiconductor. High density metal oxide semiconductor. Each microprocessor, whenever you require, we will discuss separately. But overall questions, how many are coming? What are the important questions are coming in the examination? There we are concentrating. And clock frequency is given. Later, in 1985, 80386, which is 32-bit microprocessor. Of course, here onwards, Pentium processor also 32 bits. Itanium processor is a 64-bit, that is a maximum bit capacity available in the microprocessors. And this is a 32-bit address size. 32-bit address size. 32 bits means how much you are getting the physical memory or direct memory or real memory. 2 power of 32. 2 power of 32. 2 power of 32 is nothing but 2 power of 2 into 2 power of 30. 2 power of 30 can be written as giga. 2 power of 2 can be written as 4 gigabytes. 4 gigabytes of, here is megabytes. See here, this one is gigabytes. 4 gigabytes of real memory. Real memory. Of course, here also we have a virtual memory. What is that virtual? How much is virtual memory? 64 terabytes here. Here only gigabytes. Now you can hear terabytes of virtual memory is available. Virtual memory is available. And the clock frequency is available with 20 hertz, 20 megahertz to 33 megahertz. Order like that. 33 megahertz. So these are all some important microprocessors. 8085, 8086, 286, 386, afterwards 486. Then Pentium processor. What is that? Pentium processor. Pentium processor. Why this name is called Pentium processor? Pentium processors, it is a 5th generation, pentavalent like that. Periodic table elements are ended with I. That's why they are also written as Pentium processor. The Pentium processors are 32-bit microprocessor size. 32-bit microprocessor size. But one special quality is there, super scalar and super pipelined technique. Super scalar and super pipelined technique. Sir, what is pipeline technique? What is meant by it? So actually the paralleling pipeline operations are used for improve the speed of the microprocessors. That too not only pipeline, here super pipeline technique is available, super scalar is available in the case of Pentium processor. Pentium 4 processor, Pentium 2, Pentium 3, Pentium 4, Itanium processor. Now recently we are using i9 processors, core i9 processors. These i9 processors are having 5.4 gigahertz of frequency. 5.4 gigahertz of frequency. Sir, what this indicates? This indicates the speed of the microprocessor. Higher the frequency, faster the operation. You see, initial microprocessor is only kilohertz. Now we are with the operation of gigahertz. How much fast it happens. So many processors came in the world. Year by year, at least for 2 years, the advanced versions are coming. Low power consumption, so many additional features are introducing. But i9 processor now is running with a 5.4 gigahertz of frequency, which is a powerful super speed microprocessor now presently available in the market. Okay, anyhow, what are the important points we have to remember for our exam is concerned? Our exam is concerned, which is the first microprocessor, 4004. How much bit capacity? What is the technology used for this one? What is the clock frequency of a first microprocessor? Next, 8085 microprocessor is a general purpose, more popular microprocessor, which is 8-bit microprocessor. Address capacity is 16-bit. The memory capacity is 64 kilobytes. Clock frequency is 3 MHz to 5 MHz range. Most of the examinations having 8086, which is a first advanced microprocessor, 16-bit microprocessor. Address capacity is 20 bits, so that memory size is available with 1 megabytes. 40-pin package, clock frequency 5 to 10 MHz is available. And the virtual memory concept is introduced in the 286 microprocessor, 808286 microprocessor, which is 16-bit, but it has a virtual memory development is here. 24-bit address, how much real memory, how much virtual memory, what is the frequency of this one. And 386, some little bit advanced for this. This is a first 32-bit microprocessor. Address capacity is also 32 bits. 4 gigabytes of real memory, 64 terabytes of virtual memory. Clock frequency operated is here. Pentium processors are having superscalar as well as super pipeline structure. And recent microprocessor, people may have doubts on what is the microprocessor today we are using, what is the frequency of it, what is the frequency and all we will discuss very clearly. What is the use of this frequency, how to develop the memory size. Memory size, brief idea I given for you anyhow.